And welcome to the NACA Division II Volleyball Championship between the Cincinnati Trailblazers and the Providence Academy Knights. As this played up off the ceiling, and it is a 1-0 lead for Cincinnati. They'll be in those purple jerseys to your left. Providence in the maroon jerseys to your right. And back to serve for Cincinnati is Joy Pfister. This deflects and now sent across out front. So Blazers will just tap it across, and now set back in the near side, and a kill for Sarah Sprouse. Sprouse, a 5'7" senior. And now Ruth Kirsch, freshman, one of the underclassmen on this team, serves it a little short. Make it 2-1 the lead for the Trailblazers. So Helen Brink with the serve. That will go into the net. We're tied up at 2. Now, Trinity Owens, another senior, will serve it up here for Providence as the Blazers play it back. What good dig in that back line. And now dumped across and down. It will be a point for Providence. We'll be at 3-2, and again, Trinity Owens to serve. And this blocked up front. More good defense this time around from Leah Brewer, the 5'9" senior. Makes it 4-2 Providence. And once again, Owens to serve. Something on the near side. And a nice job there by Kea Hammerly, who just came across the top, waited a little bit, and didn't unload necessarily, just put enough on it to put it down in an open spot. And now Hammerly will serve. A 4-3 lead for Providence. And that serve out of bounds. So 5-3 Providence. Sarah Sprouse, another senior on this roster. There are 7 seniors on this Providence roster here tonight. And there is an ace, making it now 6-3. Cincinnati, by contrast, has 4 seniors on their roster. It's played out front and just tipped across, so now Providence will play it back in the near side. That hit into the net by Carolyn Kosick. Make it 6-4 Providence, as into the lineup for Cincinnati comes Morgan Leggett. And Leggett will serve. This returned out front and tipped right back down by Sierra Hall. Make it 6-5. Serve here is just out. Make it now 7-5. And the serve out of bounds. 7-6. The Blazers get it back. And Grace Jackson, the libero, to serve. And wow, good reaction out front by Trinity Owens after that ball hit the top of the net. And this deflects back over. Providence to play it. The outside. Boy, what a reach on that back line by Hammerly. Near side, that's deflected to be played again by the Blazers. Near side, that just tipped across. And that hit out of bounds. So we're tied at 7. Jackson serve. Now track down. Will go back row this time. Put across there by Kosick. Boy, that was unloaded on, and Providence trying to keep it alive, and they do. This goes to the back row, and that hammered by Morgan Leggett. Almost dug out anyway, and it's 8-7 Cincinnati. And this clipped the top of the net. Now Providence to play it. That's blocked up front and then sent over. And there's a kill on the far side by Mary Mertz. And now a 9-7 lead for Cincinnati. And that serve out of bounds. So 9-8 the lead here for Cincinnati. Served by Jordan Spano. Played back to the middle and bumped across. And now Providence to play it again. Set in the middle. Tipped over by Kirsch. And this set out of bounds on the far side. We're tied at 9. Serve here, tipped across. That will fall in. And into the lineup for Providence comes Kaylin Owens, a sophomore. (10-9) the lead now for Cincinnati. And that is an ace. Make it 11-9. Set back on the near side. That was deflected up front off the hit of Pfister. And that blocked, but it comes down on Cincinnati's side of the net. So back to serve for Providence will be Caroline Kosick. 11-10 the lead for the Blazers now. Set up near side. That was deflected. Tracked down, though. And bumped back across. And that ricochets back over. Set to the near side. Just tipped across. Now the Trailblazers will play it again. That hit. That would have been out of bounds. That goes off the back row of Providence. And a 12-10 lead for the Blazers. So Joy Pfister to serve. Played back in the middle and put across. That got tipped and ended up falling out. So 12-11. The lead now for Cincinnati. Serve here by Ruth Kirsch. Played back and now finally dumped across. And that ricochets down. So the kill on the wing for Sarah Sprouse. We're back tied at 12 as Ruth Kirsch to serve. And that is an ace. Went through the hands of Joy Pfister. 13-12, the lead for Providence. Set back in that back line. Now Providence to play it near side. That's just tipped across and down. A nice play by Sarah Sprouse, making it 14-12. Served by Kirsch, played deep. Now set left side. Boy, that's a nice hit, but a really nice dig in the back line by Pfister. And then that's killed on the far side by Kia Hammerly, making it 14-13 Providence. And for Cincinnati is Sierra Hall under that front line. And the serve from Helen Brink, that goes into the net. Make it now 15-13. Libero Grace Jackson back in. Jordan Spano will check in for Providence. So if you're played to the outside, and nice placement there by Sierra Hall. Just kind of finding the open spot and putting it there. As Mary Mertz checks in for the Blazers. They trail at 15-14 here in set one. Best of three here tonight. 25-25, and the third game 15 if needed. There's an ace, making it tied up at 15 now. So Hammerly to serve. Played left side, that's blocked up front, but a good reaction play by Sprouse. This just tipped over and it ricochets and now comes down for Providence. And then set back across. And blocked up front. Boy, that's nice play at that front line by Leah Brewer and Sarah Sprouse. 16-15. Providence with the advantage. And that goes into the net. So back tied at 16. Over it goes to the Blazers as Morgan Leggett back in, and Morgan will get set to serve. Set back and then put across. Blazers set it to the left side. That's deflected and ends up falling in. The kill from Pfister makes it now 17-16 and a timeout to Providence. 17-16 Cincinnati leads. We're back with more of this Division II first set in a moment. We're watching the NACA. So out of the timeout, Providence to play it. That was blocked up front. Now set back over, out of bounds. And it will be a tied game at 17. Ruth Kirsch back in for Providence. Serve here, played now up front to the outside, and hitting that into the net is Pfister. An 18-17 Providence lead. Boy, really good matchup here tonight in Division II. These two teams very evenly matched. Back line, sent across there by Leggett, and that goes out of bounds. Now tied up at 18. Play back out to the outside. Set up into the net. Now retracting is Providence. They'll dump it back over. So Cincinnati going to play it to the back row this time. Deflected up front off the hit of Leggett. And, well, nobody really went for it, but it doesn't matter. It's 4 hits anyway. And a 19-18 lead here for Cincinnati. So Grace Jackson with the serve. Trying to play it back here, and some miscommunication for Providence as Sarah Sprouse collided with Caroline Kosick, and that's not what you want if you're Providence. And now an ace, and all of a sudden it's starting to snowball a little bit. 21-18. Cincinnati has the largest advantage that pretty much anyone has had up to this point, and a timeout to Providence. Middle of set 1. We'll take a break, come back with more in a moment. You're watching the NACA. This will be sent out to the outside. Now dumped across. Cincinnati out of that timeout. Set in the middle. Hit there by Brink was deflected. Now back to the near side. Hit into the net by Kosick. Now a 22-18 lead for the Blazers. This is set 1, best of 3 for the Division II championship. Jackson serve. Played now to the outside. Put across there by Spano. And that hit into the net by Mary Mertz. Make it 22-19. And Jordan Spano to serve. It's played here. Now it's sent to the outside. And wow, that unloaded on by Helen Brink. Just a nice hit, making it 23-19. Back in for Providence is Kaylin Owens. And now Lizzie Leggett to serve it up. Goes back line. Now the Blazers to play it to the outside. Put across there by Hammerly. Just tracked down, back to the middle, and sent across. So the Blazers will play it into that back line here. And wow, nice play off the beautiful set as Morgan Leggett will knock it home there, 24-19. And it is set point for Cincinnati here as Courtney Hall checks in for Providence. Here taken to the near side. That's blocked up front. And we've got an illegal hit. And that will do it for set number 1. 25-19 is the win for Cincinnati in set 1. Take a break, come back with set 2 of this Division II championship in a moment. You're watching the NACA National Tournament.
9, Jared Simmons.
Start of set number 2 here. As the Blazers set it to the outside, and just a miss hit for Pfister makes it a 1-0 lead for Providence. Serve here from Caroline Kosick. Tracked down and bumped across by Jackson. Set to the outside, put over there by Sprouse. And now Lizzie Leggett puts it over, and that blocked up front. The combination from Brink and Pfister, and we're tied at 1. So Abby Thomas checks in for the Blazers. And Joy Pfister to serve. And that's ricocheted off the near side, and an ace for Pfister, making it 2-1. Serve now set to the outside. That's hammered, kind of deflected up in the air off the hit from Sprouse. Now on the near side, another block. Set in the middle, tipped across. Now to the outside, and a kill there for Lizzie Leggett. Make it 3-1. Serve here from Pfister. Played to the outside, and that hit just out of bounds by Sarah Sprouse, and it's now a 4-1 lead for the Trailblazers. Serve here, track now dumped over. Set back in the left side, that is hit just out of bounds by Kia Hammerly. Leah Brewer checking in for Providence, excuse me. And the serve from Ruth Kirsch. Outside, that ricochets, and a kill for Lizzie Leggett. Now a 5-2 lead for the Blazers. Now Sierra Hall back in. And we have an injury on the court. I think it looked like maybe Trinity Owens went diving for something and hit her face on the court, it looks like. At least that's what she was pointing to. So 5-2 is the lead for Cincinnati here as they get set to go back to work. That hit into the net. I'll make it 5-3. Now back to serve for Providence is Trinity Owens. And the serve played back to Pfister. Good dig by Owens. And that hit out of bounds by Sprouse. Make it a 6-3 lead for the Blazers. Mary Mertz will check in. So Mertz will go to that front row for the Blazers. And there's an ace for Kea Hammerly, making the score now 7-3. And that serve is out of bounds. Make it 7-4. Sarah Sprouse will get set to serve now. Serve here now. Played up front. That's bumped across. Set back in the near side. Tracked down and sent over and out of bounds off the hit from Joy Pfister. Make it 7-5 Blazers. Up front, set back in the near side and just tipped over. Now far side put across. Played straight up and the Blazers go near side. That hit into the net by Mary Mers. And 7-6 lead. This return very close to the net and into the net, I think they're saying, was Leah Brewer. And Leggett. Back in the middle and put across. Set to the outside. There by Pfister. When this place starting to the outside, at front. Seven. Serve here, a line drive serve played back to the near side. That's blocked up front. And nice play by Jordan Spano to turn away Pfister. It's now a 10-8 Cincinnati lead. And that is in along that back line. Make it 10-9. And this serve into the net. Helen Brink back into the lineup. The serve here by Jackson played up front. And we've got a double hit on Providence. That'll make it 12-9. So 12. The front hit there by stuck across by Pfister, still alive and now bumped over. Set to the back row, and that hit out of bounds by Morgan Leggett. 12-10 the Cincinnati lead. Serve played to the near side. That was deflected, still loose and tipped across. And Pfister hits it into the net. We're tied at 12. So Spano to serve. Good diving play on that back line from Leggett. And this hit into the net by Ruth Kirsch. Now 13-11 Cincinnati. Kaylin Owens checks in for Providence. Lizzie Leggett back in for Cincinnati. Serve here, play to the back row. Put across there by Sprouse. Now near side, tipped across. Set to the outside, put over there by Pfister. In the middle, and that will fall in. Off the hit from Ruth Kirsch. 13-12, Cincinnati leads it. Serve played into that back line. Put over there by Leggett. And there's a kill off the hit of Sarah Sprouse. We're back tied at 13. Serve here from Cossack. Back near side, just sent across. Blazers trying to set up Pfister, and that's in along that back line. So 14-13 is the lead here for Cincinnati. And that put across and down by Sarah Sprouse. Nice little under control play from Sarah, just using the open spot on the floor and not overpowering it, just making sure to get it there. So we're tied at 14 here in set two. Cincinnati won set one. This is only best of three, so if they were to win here, that would be the Division II championship. Set to the outside. That hit inbounds in that back corner. I'll make it 15-14. It's a couple of times now that Sprouse has just kind of waited and looked for the open spot and gone ahead and attacked it. That's bounds. With that, it hits the top of the net. Providence put a nice Blazers, and they will get set to serve here. Over, that's hit out of bounds. And 17-16 Cincinnati. And we have a timeout to Providence. 17-16 Cincinnati here in set 2. Take a break. Back with more from the NACA in just a moment.
Educating students.
Educating students.
To make
Hammerly with the serve. Now Cincinnati another opportunity. Played back near side, just tipped over. And that hit into the net by Mary Murs. We're tied at 17. So played out of the net. And that played on the far side. Knocked down and now put across by Jackson. Set in the middle and it comes a little bit short of the net. And we're tied at 18. So Morgan Leggett into the lineup. Into the net. And now 19-18. Cincinnati will play at the outside. And this will be bumped across. Set in the middle, tipped over and down. Boy, really good placement up front for the Blazers. It's 20-19. And now Grace Jackson to serve, and that rolls over the top of the net and down. And it's 21-19 Cincinnati. Well, they caught a little bit of a break. And we have a timeout to Providence. 21-19 Cincinnati. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more of this set number 2 in a moment. You're watching the NACA. On the timeout, serve played to the near side, put across by Spano. Now set in the back corner. Track down and bump back over. Set to the outside. What's a good play on that ball. Now back to the Blazers. And that blocked up front. Good reaction, though, by Kosick. And that hit into the net. Down to the wire here in set 2, and timeout to Cincinnati. Good play off an NACA crawl. Another kill that makes it 23-22 Providence. So Carolyn Kosick with the serve. Played back and bumped across. Good opportunity here for Providence. In the middle, that was deflected. Still free. And put across. And to the outside. That bumped over as Providence trying to set it to the outside. That's blocked, and that's a really good play by Kosick to come up with it. In the middle, that's dumped over. And that's sent across and down. Whoa, what a hit by Kea Hammerly off of that ball. We're tied at 23. And into the lineup for Cincinnati comes Abby Thomas. And Joy Pfister to serve. And that is an ace. And it's 24-23 Cincinnati. Now match point for the Blazers. And substitution is Courtney Hall will check in. Has Pfister to serve. Play to the outside, and that's in. Boy, that's a huge play from Sarah Sprouse to unload one and get it inside that back line. We're tied at 24. Back in for Providence comes Ruth Kirsch. She'll get set to serve. Now played by Cincinnati. That's just bumped across. And there's a kill. Sprouse knocks that one down. 25-24. And it is set point for Providence and timeout to Cincinnati. Well, this one, once again, going down to the wire. We'll take a break, come back with more of set 2 in a moment. You're watching the NACA tournament. (25-24) the lead for Providence. Here's set point as Ruth Kirsch will put it in play. Set back row. That just touched across and now tipped over and down, and that'll do it for set 2. We will go to a third and final set. 26-24. Providence takes set 2. We're ready for a 3-set match here tonight in the Division II championship. Take a break, come back with set 3 in just a couple of minutes. You're watching the NACA National Tournament. Serve here to start set 3 as Trailblazers play it. That's deflected out of bounds and a kill for Kea Hammerling. 1-0 the lead for the Trailblazers here. Keep in mind that this third and final set only goes to 15. It does not go to 25. So just make sure to keep that in mind as we go throughout this third set. That deflected out of bounds and we're tied at 1. Serve here from Kosick. Comes near side, and that's a good kill from Kea Hammerly, making it 2-1. Into the lineup for Cincinnati comes Abby Thomas. Just tracked down now. Bumped over by Kosick. Near side. And tipped across. Let's see what Trailblazers can set up here. Almost have to set it over because things got off schedule a little bit. That's a really nice dig in the back row by Jackson. And that hit under the net. So we're back tied at 2. Serve here. Play now on the back row. Pfister puts it across. Now set to the outside. That is just out of bounds. Off the hit from Sprouse. That'll be Cincinnati's serve, leading at 3-2. Helen Brink, the serve now for the Blazers. And that is an ace to make it 4-2. Some people yelled out, but I'm not 100% sure that would have been close though. And good set in the middle. This track down, and it ends up being a kill on the near side for Sprouse. 4-3, the lead now for the Trailblazers as Jordan Spano in for Providence. So Trinity Owens with the serve. And Pfister lets one fly, but dug out in that back row. Put back over by Sprouse. Trying to set it back near side. That's deflected and goes off of the back row of Providence. And that will give Cincinnati a 5-3 lead. Mary Mers checks back in for the Blazers. Going to that front row. Serve here by Kia Hammerly. Set back in the middle, that's tipped far side and eventually falls down. So 5-4, the lead for Cincinnati. Sarah Sprouse gets set to serve here for Providence. Remember, this is the third and final set. This only goes to 15. So a much shorter game. It's set up back near side. Quick cross there by Spano. Now Providence to play it. Played back across. Spano back up front. Put over there by Brewer. And that deflected. And that hit into the net by Pfister. All tied up at 5. Serve here by Sprouse, played back to the near side. We'll set it up again into that back row. Sprouse just puts it up there. Now back to the outside. That's partially deflected and somehow kept alive by Spano. Back up front, that's bumped across. Set to the near side, and that's in along the far side. And a great hit by Mary Mers. 6-5, Cincinnati leads it. Morgan Leggett checks in. She will get set to serve here. Serve now, bump back across. Now back to the near side, and that is touched. So the kill by Mers makes it now a 7-5 advantage. Set to the outside. Put across there by Kosick. Come back near side. Spano has that blocked. And it's kept alive though. Set to the outside. And that's 4 hits on the Blazers. That means 7-6. That serve into the net. Now 8-6 the lead for the Blazers. And timeout to Providence. 8-6 Cincinnati leads here in the third set, only going to 15. We'll be back with more in a moment. You're watching the NACA tournament. Serve here by Jackson out of the timeout. Sent across the far side, now ricocheted over. As Providence will continue to play it. Set in the middle, tipped across and down. Nice play by Helen Brink. Make it now 9-6. Grace Jackson to serve. That is just out. And I mean barely. By a few inches. 9-7. That's the lead for the Blazers. Spano with the serve here. It's tipped across. And that will fall in. Now 9-8 the lead for the Trailblazers. So Jordan Spano to serve again. Set near side. That is hit out of bounds. And we're tied at 9. Again, Spano with the serve. Tracked down, and there's a kill on the far side by Mary Mers. 10-9 the lead for the Trailblazers. Kaylin Owens checks in for Providence. Lizzie Leggett's in for Cincinnati. And Lizzie will get set to serve. Play to the outside. That's blocked up front, but ridiculous reaction time by Carolyn Kosick to just somehow get a hand on that to put it back up in the air. And it's tracked down and put down by Sarah Sprouse. Boy, this is some Division II championship. Back tied at 10. This is definitely the best match that we've seen in this tournament, no doubt. Set back to the near side. That's set into the corner and just out of bounds. And now Providence holds an 11-10 lead going to 15 and timeout to Cincinnati. Well, the Knights have gotten their way back in this. Be back with the end of set number 2 or set number 3 in a moment. This is the NACA National Tournament. (11-10) Providence. Serve here from Kosick. On the outside, bumped across by Pfister. On the left side, that's blocked up front. And blocked again. Still alive. And bumped back across. Wow, some of these points tonight are amazing. And there's a kill on the far side by Joy Pfister. And we're tied at 11. Abby Thomas back in for the Blazers. Pfister serve. Lane to the outside. That hit is in along that back line by Sarah Sprousman. That was close. That was really close. 12-11 the lead for Providence. Serve here, played now into the back row. Sent over, now Sprouse again. Just finds a spot and puts it there. And it's 13-11. Really nice play from Sarah to just locate an open spot. Take a little bit off. And just put it there. And now a timeout to Cincinnati. 13-11 Providence. Back with the final few points in a moment. You're watching the NACA tournament. (13-11) Providence as they serve here. Sent to the outside. That's partially blocked and then falls in. Off to hit by Helen Brink. Helen will get set to serve. Sierra Hall back in. Now the serve by Brink. Taken in the middle. That was partially deflected. Now back near side, Hammerly. Good play by Kosick. Now up front, sent across by Sprouse. In the middle, and that's another kill. This time for Sierra Hall. And we're tied at 13. I mean, this is turning into a classic tonight. An all-time NACA classic. It's now back to serve as Helen Brink. And this will be played back into the middle. That's hammered, dug off the ceiling, and then pushed across but out of bounds. And it's 14-13. Providence now match point here for the Knights. And to serve match point, Trinity Owens. So Owens with the serve. Played now far side. Put across there by Hammerly. Outside. Sent across by Kosick. Back near side to Hammerly again. That deflects, still alive and somehow saved by Providence. Back to the outside. That's deflected again. A good opportunity here for the Knights. And sent across. What a play by Jackson in the back row. And it finally falls in. Providence wins it 15-13 on one of the craziest matches we've seen in a while. Goes 3 sets. And what a final set at 15-13. Providence gets the win. And the Knights are the Division II champions here at the NACA. Boy, what a game here tonight. Both of these teams went all out and couldn't ask for much more than that. So Providence wins it stick around. We're going to have the awards ceremony, and then we've got the last one tonight, the Division I championship between the Rock and Heritage, and that's coming up at 8:45 Eastern. So we're going to pull down the mic just for a minute. We'll have the award ceremony here in a couple of moments, and then we'll get set for Division I.
Congratulate both of these teams. Thank you, ladies. Very entertaining. Hard fought. We're gonna announce our all-tournament team, and we want these girls to come to the court, stay here for a picture. For Providence, Sarah. From Cincinnati, Joy Pfister. From CCAA, Josie McGregor. From Mountain View, Jackie Coughlin. From Knoxville, Carson Brock. From Front Royal, Hannah Davidson. From Providence, Caroline Koskat. From Cincinnati, Kaya Hammerly. From Kachia, Emily O'Neill. From Columbus, Sabrina Herron. Voted Most Valuable Defensive Player from Providence, Caroline Koskat. Voted Best Setter from Cincinnati, Kaya Hammerly. We had a tie for most valuable offensive player. Joy Pfister from Cincinnati, Sarah Sprouse from Providence. That's our alternative team. All right, one more hand for the all-tournament team. All right, voted best team sportsmanship by the coaches, the Cincinnati Trailblazers from Ohio. Our two third place teams, Pettitte from Tennessee, and CCAA from Kentucky. Second place, give a big hand to the Cincinnati Trailblazers from Ohio. And our Division II champ, Providence Christian from Johnson City, Tennessee.